not having his old routine as why he hurt his hamstring that year. So I think it's a good chance that they'll start all four of them, but pretty soon you will see Ty Lue stagger these guys, and then it's really about how you finish, right? Not how you start. Russ's usage rate in these games this season is already super low. It's already 7% before Harden even gets onto the court. So I don't think it's going to be a big issue for him to have to step off in the fourth because it's already been happening. And I got to tell you guys, this idea that Russ and Harden don't like each other, this has been overblown. Their playing styles and, frankly, approach to the team did not work in Houston. They don't play the same way or at the same pace. And then just this was James' team in Houston, and Russ didn't adjust to that. The schedule,
know your role when you
James
fucking with a nigga like me, man.
Is not as regimented as Russ would like. But they do still like each other. They talk and text regularly. That's not new. It's not that he came into the locker room yesterday and it was like, oh, I don't know, we haven't talked in years. They talk to each other. They text with each other. And here's the thing I found the most interesting last night from all my conversations. A Clippers source told me that before Russell Westbrook even re-signed this past summer, the Harden thing was out there. And so they talked to Russ specifically about the possibility of James walking in that locker room just like that, and that would mean that Russ's role would change. And they said, hey, are you going to be okay with this? Because we don't want to re-sign you if you're going to be unhappy, if we're going to be unhappy. You got to tell us you can deal with that. And he said, absolutely. I think that that's going to make a big difference, too. They're set up to want to succeed.
And that's what I told you earlier in the week. And the conversation was, did they all sign off on it? Yep. Paul George, Kawhi, and now
yo, bro, what the fuck did you play this game for, you bitch-ass nigga, to hear my fucking content? Hurry the fuck up, nigga. You goofy ass nigga, you ain't about shit, nigga. You smell like doodle, nigga. Hurry the fuck up, nigga. Know your fucking role while you wasting my time, goofy ass nigga.
With the second unit, and he does Russ-like things like he actually was doing early in the game last night. He was hustling. Obviously, the turnover issue is a lot of turnovers still, but that's just who he is. You know what you're getting in certain players. And when you talk about a relationship and a relationship builder, this is not their first rodeo. We go all the way back to OKC. They've been together before, so they understand.
For this day, Rachel Nichols back with us to talk LeBron James, who's been playing at a high level while playing high minutes for the now 3-2 Lakers. Rachel, what are you seeing so far from
get that nigga the fuck out of here.
Look, I'm seeing someone who could rest on his reputation at some point during his career and instead has worked every offseason to improve part of his game every single year of these 21 years. And I gotta tell you, he worked on his jumper pretty obviously this offseason.
I picked Darius Garland.
So deep for the Lakers, especially late games. You guys talked about the numbers. Fourth quarters this season so far, he's averaging nearly 10 points. He's shooting 68% from the floor in fourth quarters so far. His overall efficiency in games has been matching his Miami days when he was at the peak of his peak and setting all those sort of historical numbers and records. He's playing that well in terms of his jump shot right now. So that really impresses me. The only record during his career and instead has worked every offseason to improve part of his game every single year of these 21 years. And I got to tell you, he worked on his jumper pretty obviously this offseason. It is paying off so deep for the Lakers, especially late in games. You guys talked about the numbers. Fourth quarters this season so far, he's averaging nearly 10 points. He's shooting 68% from the floor in fourth quarters so far. His overall efficiency in games has been matching his Miami days when he was at the peak of his peak and setting all those sort of historical numbers and records. He's playing that well in terms of his jump shot right now. So that really impresses me. The only red flag I see is what you guys have been talking about earlier on this show is the minutes. And it's not just on our minds, it's also on LeBron's mind. I asked him about it last night. I want to read you what he said to me. He said the first thing when we came back to the bench, when it went into overtime, I said, you guys are killing me. I'm trying to keep my minutes down, and now it's another 5 minutes I'm adding on. He even ribbed D'Lo for not making that shot at the end of regulation, saying, oh, now you're keeping me out there. So he knows this can't continue. He told me, he said, there's a line we got to hit. We're not walking that line right now. But there's a lot of factors going on. Health has been a big factor so far this season. They had 4 rotation players out last night, so he had to play a little bit more. And then you also have got to get more from the other guys so that early in games, the first 3 quarters, LeBron doesn't need to come in and save them, and he can save his minutes for the fourth quarter. That means Anthony Davis has to continue to improve. He's had some great games so far this season, but he's got to do that consistently. And then Austin Reeves, had this block for the first few games of the season, getting defended differently, and he broke through last night. And certainly they think that those combination of those two with the supporting players as they get more healthy, that will improve LeBron's minutes. It's easy to say that, though, Skip. It's another thing to do it, right?
Before you go, Keyshawn, LeBron has now played the 7th most minutes in the NBA so far. To Rachel's point, that has to slide back to where it was supposed to.
I think when you look at it, what are you seeing? You're seeing the same player that you saw a year ago. His numbers are down. Drastic. Right? He averaged 28, basically he's 25 this year. He still got his 6 assists, a little slightly up a tick. The boards are still the same. So when you look at that, you say, okay, minutes are going to always be a conversation because of what happened at the end of last season. Okay, when we watched him at times in the fourth quarters against the Nuggets, missed shots, legs didn't look fresh. So that conversation is going to come up. I wouldn't have that conversation in the month of November. I'm not going to have that conversation in the month of December. I'm not going to worry about it until after All-Star break. When you are playing the way he's playing and the way the Lakers are playing, sitting at 3-2, you've already beat Phoenix. You got Phoenix coming up again. Maybe that's a light day for him down the line that you say, 4 or 5 games from now when they see Phoenix again, you say, okay, he can rest up. When you see Orlando next time around, he can rest up a little bit.
I think Devin Booker's got to come back.
Yeah, but you already know, though, that you got that one win in your back pocket. You may want to.
If they're not winning, he's going to want to play. He's going to want to come off the bench. Darvin Ham's going to want him to play. So the key is to have them winning more of the time throughout the game. He doesn't have to feel compelled to do that.
Of course, and that's what I keep trying to tell Skip. It's the beginning of the season. Let's go through the beginning of the season. Let's get past All-Star break before we start really stressing about the minutes. And then you can hit the jump start button again as you get ready to go into playoff contention. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to be in a position of stress late in the year when you're in that 9th, 10th seed. Oh, we got to do this to get in. Who we going to play? No, you want to be at the top. You want to be that 1 through 4 category come playoff time. You don't want to be sitting around trying to win one game and get in. And the way you do that is by winning your games that you're playing in now, so you can afford, if you need to drop a couple later on.
Okay, so I agree with Rachel. Obviously, LeBron worked on his jumper through the offseason. Apparently, he did not work on his free throws, which has always been my pettest peeve about him because he's better than this. But he's now 16 of 29 from the free throw line. That's 55%. And I think we all can agree on one thing. That's got to be a little better, right? I think 74% career free throw shooter, which is still not very good, but that's got to come up. He's also now second in the NBA in turnovers. That's got to improve, and I think it will. Now to the good stuff. To your point, Rachel, and all the 71% from the floor.
I think that's with overtime, too, yeah.
I add overtime. But that is sensational. And he's definitely, in mindset, improved on what he was last year late in games. And I think he focused on this, which I respect and appreciate, because last year, by his standards, he was pretty terrible in fourth quarters and overtimes for the whole year and for the playoffs. He shot 27% from 3 in fourth quarters and overtimes. And in the playoffs, remember, in fourth quarters, he set the all-time playoff record for consecutive missed threes of 20. He missed 20 straight threes in fourth quarters of the playoffs last year. Well, all of a sudden, I'm looking, he's 5 of 11 from 3 so far, late in fourth quarter and overtime so far this year. That will work. I hope he can keep that up. The minutes do concern me because of the injury factor, because we've seen him get nicked up this and that, and his ankles are actually messed up, and he's still on the injury report. It's like chronic. It's like tendonitis. That's something he has to live with.
Yeah. Also, if they want to hold him out, then he's been on the injury report, so he's not resting. I couldn't agree with you more, Skip, and disagree with you, Key, on the fact that they can wait till after the All-Star break. That's 2/3 of the season. I think they have to start pulling back those minutes sooner rather than later. Because, to Skip's point, there's an injury factor too. And look, the worst injury I can think of in somewhat recent Lakers history is Kobe Bryant's Achilles, right? And that happened in a large part because Kobe drove himself into the ground, heads-wise, trying to make the playoffs, and just in that whole couple months run up until the Achilles injury, he played so hard that was a huge factor and why his body finally gave out. So I don't think that's going to happen in LeBron's case. I don't think he's going to play that many minutes the way Kobe was leading up to that injury. But we see knack injuries turn into bigger things. And what you don't want is LeBron's minutes to go down because he's missing them.
He's missing. So somebody steps on his ankle and he gets his foot caught, so he twists something. It's not him running up and down the court and all of a sudden he pops a hamstring. It's not soft tissue injuries that we do.
But LeBron used to turn his ankle. He used to be known for turning his ankle and nothing happening.
Yeah, wait a second. He used to turn his ankle to the floor where the ball would touch the floor, and I'd say, that's impossible. There's no way he can get up. And he would just retie his shoe and get up.
But that has nothing to do with minutes. There's nothing to do with the minutes.
Minutes all the time.
If somebody steps on your ankle at the start of the game, they got nothing to do with minutes.
Of course, there's fluke injuries, and of course, a lot of LeBron's problems have come from that.
That's what I'm saying.
Flips on the floor, things like that.
That's all I'm saying.
But there is also an overarching issue of the fact that if your body is more run down, you are more injury prone. That is just true. I know that
Here from the whole team.
Okay, if you tell me that tearing the meat off the bone of his hamstring because he's running up and down the court because he's older and his legs are fatigued, then I can give you that. But to tell me that, he's the minutes because he twisted his ankle when he came down on somebody's leg, that can happen at the start of the tip-off. That's all I'm saying. So let's not do that to him.
All right. He's doing really well so far, so good.
Yes.
Okay, we got it. All right, up next, we need to talk about Antonio Pierce. Speaking of somebody from out here in Southern California, in that Raiders job, we are rooting for that.
Amen.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now.
I wish for the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro.
And he's playing outside.
You mean this one with all titanium?
His second make in 5 attempts.
Any iPhone and get the new iPhone.
No way he's going to
15
pass
Pro
that
on
shot up the
It's your last chance to trade in any iPhone for a new iPhone 15 Pro on us, only on Verizon.
Okay, Stephen A., the Lakers snapped their 11-game losing streak against the Clippers in last night's 125 overtime win. LeBron split up 35 points, 7 assists in 42 minutes to lead the league. Davis and Russell fall with 27 apiece. Okay, Stephen A., this is what I need you to tell me. Who's going to be the key to the Lakers' success this season, not named LeBron or AD?
I got to tell you something. The names I'm coming up with is Austin Reeves, because I think that Austin Reeves obviously is really blossoming into that off-guard spot, not to mention the fact that he played point forward. D'Angelo Russell is not being effective in as efficient as you need him to be. Dare I say, not even aggressive. You got a different kind of problem. Austin Reeves definitely helps that. So it'll be a combination of Austin Reeves along with a guy like Gabe Vincent, who was with Miami last year as a star throughout the postseason of the NBA lost to Denver. Those two names come to mind more so than anybody else, because obviously if you're getting great guards, I think that helps LeBron James immensely. They're not going to Christian Wood, Jackson Hayes, formidable, whether it's a presence defensively, rebounding, blocking shots, putting in some points when they have the rare opportunity to do so. That would definitely help himself and Anthony Davis. We get that. And then it would be able to not playing against some of those bigger physical players that can ultimately find himself getting injured. I think God don't have somebody in that back making things happen to help LeBron James out. As far as I'm concerned, it comes down to LeBron James and Anthony Davis or their bigs, and that's not we need guard.
It's important to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Stephen A., you said before the season started that you felt like they could win the West. AD played like Davis. Do you still believe that?
I really do. I really do. I'm not saying they should be favorites over Denver. I'm certainly not saying that because Jokic is so special. You can't jump onto a curve. You can't stop it. There's nothing you can do. It's just so phenomenal. The flip side to it, however, is that if anybody can match talent-wise, Anthony Davis. Without Anthony Davis brings to the table, makes him more formidable against Jokic than most other big men. And offensively, we know what he can do. He can go out there and average 20 and 12. Yeah, I say 30 and 13 or 30 and 12, which he is fully capable of doing and making sure his presence is felt, not just in the first quarter, but in the fourth quarter. Certainly, the Los Angeles Lakers' chances of coming out of the West will improve significantly. That's how I view it. Of course, it takes those other components that come into play as well. Look at the depth. Look at the Lakers and what they have. Hachimura, Vanderbilt, got D'Angelo Russell, got Austin Reeves, got Gabe Vincent there now, got Jackson Hayes and Christian Woods. They have tried to buffalo the front line. You kept LeBron James and Anthony Davis, obviously. The Lakers are deep. They have size, athleticism. They can push the ball up the floor. They can hit perimeter shots. And more importantly, they can defend. They can amp it up. When you have those things going on, I would tell you, yes, they do have a chance of coming out of the West, without question.
Yeah, they snapped an 11-game losing streak against the Clippers. It's actually pretty unbelievable. Let's stay in the West, Stephen A. As you would say, right now it's just Elvis in Europe and Memphis. Things aren't looking good. After last night's 133-109 loss to the Jazz, the Grizzlies, Stephen A., they're 0-5. They're the only winless team in the NBA. And as we all know, they're without John Morant, who's still serving that 25-game suspension if Steven Adams has suffered a season-ending injury. But Essay, what's the biggest takeaway for you from this Grizzlies 0-5 start?
John Morant, not just his
trash ass nigga, man. This nigga the fuck out of him.
It has me thinking about him on a personal level. You see, at the end of the day, you were a superstar. You were getting paid. And no, you did not commit a crime. Let's get that straight. You did not commit a crime. You didn't break any laws, particularly in the state of Tennessee, when it comes to gun possession and what have you. But at the end of the day, the NBA told you what they needed you to do and how they needed you to conduct yourself. Because guess what? They're an iconic brand, and this is how they run their business, and they don't want their bottom line compromised. You didn't listen. As a result, you got suspended. Now a bunch of brothers and without the superstar talent that they literally lean on night in and night out. You are home watching the game because you didn't know how to. I mean, that's I love John Morant. He's a treasure to watch. He's great for the NBA when he's on the basketball court. But all of us who are basketball lovers support the NBA and cover the NBA. The reason why we're disappointed is not because of the mistake that he made, because he did it more than once. He did it more than once. Afterwards, forcing a difficult shot.
Boo ass nigga.
And went against everything he purported to be about. So when you look at it from that perspective, you can point to the immaturity, you can point to arrogance, you can point to any of those things and say maybe that was me.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive.
You can literally sit there and deny that you were thinking about yourself. What's undeniable is that you clearly weren't thinking about it. Because if you were
really known as a microwave scorer quickly, his fearlessness is what allows him to really get cooking.
Yeah, he set to
man, you gotta
return
just let this
December
dude down. You
19th.
think this nigga about to make shots like that? You crazy. Watch this.
All right, Stephen A., you have a busy
ass
day,
nigga.
sir.
Look
I know
at
you
you.
got acting, traveling, etc. So you take care of yourself. I will see you on television tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to watch First Take Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. on ESPN. Be sure to check out more exclusive First Take debates on YouTube, and also check out the Stephen A. Smith channel. Hey!
Ass. Look at it.
The visiting team.
Awesome defense. Just outstanding effort to reach his big hands in there. All the way.
Your favorite to win it all, the Boston Celtics. They're good right now. 4-0 to start the season after demolishing the Pacers by 51 points last night. What's your reaction?
Yeah. Yeah, on bro ass, stupid ass, nigga. On bro ass, stupid ass, nigga.
But they were very
on bro ass.
Correctly, they hit like 20
on bro ass, my man. We on bro ass, you heard? Stupid ass, nigga. We on bro ass. Yeah, we on bro ass, nigga. Fuck all this people foul as shit. You should boom that nigga. What's up, nigga? Yeah, we on bro ass. Yeah, we on bro ass. We on bro ass, nigga. Crash, you got scared and shit. Look at this nigga.
Meanwhile, the Warriors just seem to have...
Oh, bro ass, nigga. Doodle ass, nigga. Nigga smell like shit. Yeah, boy. Yeah, we on bro ass. Yeah. That's the fuck out of here. We on bro ass. Yeah. Y'all niggas is trash regardless. Who was, man?
It's hard to come to work. Not fun, you know. And so this year you see the joy on guys' face when they come to the building. You're like, okay, this is a group that likes being together. And I think, you know, we're trying to build on that, and that'll be a big key to our season.
Stephen A., any issue with Draymond's comments about team chemistry?
It's hard to say because there are clips, sound bites, and I don't know if he avoided saying this. But if he brought up that point, and he did bring up the why, well, then that would be tough. Because when he knocked out Jordan Poole, that had a lot to do with the fact that it wasn't fun to work with the house of body. And the reality is that it wasn't decided because there was this lack of love and respect for either teammate or anything like that, especially in the case of Draymond Green. We know what he needs to do.
Clock at 6. Pass to Pierce. Releases. That one a little long.
And that's just enough defensive pressure on him to throw off that shot. I bet he gets a good look at it next time and hits it.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch.
Good ass nigga, man.
And he said something that
talk about players that mean so much to their team. Stephen Curry at the top of that list, Brent.
Yeah, you just look at the numbers, BA. They're staggering about what happens when this team doesn't have Steph Curry on the floor. And really, Curry becomes the entirety of the way this offense
works. Feel like it was towards him.
Boy, we're seeing inspired play out of them.
Almost felt,
and that's certainly reflected in the score.
In himself.
Pass to Pierce.
He didn't see the divide that existed before that incident actually happened.
Away.
If he had
and stolen by Antetokounmpo.
He would have been able to do something.
Edwards with it.
He wasn't saying that in a
Fires
little
from deep.
Yes, yeah.
And that was the kind of body language he received from Steph Curry at that time. So just imagine you with a teammate and, you know, Draymond Green's personal life and personal business. You know, in terms of what happened and what led to what he did. And Jordan Poole is not nearly as innocent and all. But in the end, the bottom line is, he knows he should not have done that. That was a devastatingly wrong Draymond Green to do. And it had a profound effect on the franchise and the entire season. Our very own Bob Myers knows it, being there as president of basketball operations. He first spoke to him immediately.
I know this shit is still, boy.
The whole organization, all I'm saying is that I don't know what Draymond said last night or not. But when he said what he said, I would hope that somewhere in that sound like he said, I was lost.
Oh shit, nigga hit me in the face, the balls and all kinds of shit. Look at that shit, nigga. What the fuck is wrong with you,
in comfortable spots, or at least spots we've seen in this offensive set that are allowing him to set
oh shit.
It's not lying, though. He didn't tell one lie. And here's the thing, right? We look at their team right now. Look at the players that they have on the roster last year. They basically got the same people, right? We're losing a few people like Andre Iguodala or Iggy to the top.
Dang, shitty as hell, boy. You can't fuck with me. Yeah.
The great Kevin Gordon.
Yeah.
Used to always tell
where you going? Okay, that's a nice one. That's a nice one. It means nothing. Your ass shitty doing. Every time, nigga, you too small. Little ass niggas like, look at you. Scary ass nigga, man. You ain't about shit, nigga. Niggas is on your fucking head, boy. Fuck wrong with you, nigga. Yo, why is 2K doing goofy shit, bro? Come on.
They get Jordan Poole.
Damn, bro, I had this nigga on ice.
They trade him out.
Shitty as hell, boy. My nigga Wimignana. I got that nigga Wimignana.
You see the chemistry. You see the joy. Even with Steph Curry.
What the fuck
Right
is that,
when I
Wimignana?
think about last season, how many times did we see Steph Curry get frustrated with Jordan Poole?
Pass to Wembanyama.
With his shot selection.
Oh, got that nigga Wimignana.
He was frustrated with Jordan Poole. So at the end of the day, yes, I'm not applauding what Draymond Green did.
Shout out Wimignana, you heard?
We're talking about what he did for us, knocking out
You gonna stay up on your bitch ass
but
all
at the
day.
end of the day, he didn't tell no lie. And you could tell.
Shout out Wimignana.
You could tell they're back to playing basketball. It's their sanctuary.
Appreciate you, Wimignana.
Everyone is on one
Ooh, we
field
innovate that
and
too.
the same
Will make it
Yeah,
tough to come back.
and I'm not disagreeing with anything that you said, but if you look at the
Shout out to homie Wimignana.
it was pathetic, hard to come to work, not fun. Those things that you pointed out.
Heading to the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works. Or if it's more
Shout out to homie Wimignana, you heard? Wimignana.
Not to that degree. There was something far deeper, and we all know what that deeper was.
Yeah.
Here's Ainge.
And let me say this. Steph
You good as hell, boy.
I mean,
You good as hell, boy. Look at you.
LeBron James,
Bunch of making that shit.
but S.A. Miley, the way that he has approached this season, like he has
Don't worry about that shit. Nigga, look at you. Got your beat. Got your beat, Bron James. You slow as hell, boy.
He's playing it like
Hanging on your shit. Hanging on that shit. My shit, though.
You have to at least try
In my crib, nigga. That's a steal. You do do a steal, bro. You making that weak ass screen, nigga. Weak ass screen, nigga. Yeah. Shout out Wimignana. 100. Watch your beat, bro. High. Ooh, Wimignana, you heard? Do a steal, boy. That nigga do a steal. Do a steal. Do a steal.
When I'm playing for Steph Curry right now, last year I saw great.
Needs to be looking for good, solid, more efficient
I saw great
shots.
from him.
Not
But
the
this
wild
year,
one he took
I'm seeing
there.
the brothers just having a
Do
good
a
time.
steal.
They're having a good time.
Oh, man.
And you know who else having a good time? Yours truly. Watching this season. You know why? Let me explain why. Especially with the
Fourth
Western
quarter still young.
Conference.
Just over a
Every
minute
single
played.
game, in my opinion, has seemed like a
The whistle
playoff
blows.
game
It's going to be
because
on
of the
Anthony
addition of
Edwards.
the play-in tournament.
That's his
But
first foul.
also, it seems to me is that people are taking these games more serious, and every single night they're looking at it and saying, you know what, we're not going to have regrets. We're going to make sure, because they don't have any room to have fault or have, these drop-offs, Molly, because when you think about the West, it is so stacked that you can lose 2 games and be in the play-in tournament towards the end of the season. It's a beautiful thing to watch right now.
By the way, Molly, they beat Sacramento last year, last shot, 2 seconds left by
And let's face it, when you're down this many points, you simply can't let them get that good of a look.
A teachable moment there. Lapses like this are backbreakers.
Here's Ainge.
That makes
Trying
it.
to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good.
See, correct me if I'm wrong. It's still, right? And I mean, no starting, but as far as Vegas, I'm talking
Inside, Williams.
In-season
Foul on
tournament.
Anthony
in-season
Davis.
tournament. Yeah, in-season
That's his
tournament.
first
Right?
foul.
Isn't it December, like 7th?
Yeah, that play was the semifinals and the finals. December 9th, championship game.
Here's Pierce.
I know you'll be out there.
You'll be there. We'll be there.
Pass to Robinson. Back to
Get ready for Vegas.
Just
Get ready for Vegas.
You know
Get ready.
Turner with the
how I
block.
feel about last-minute arrangements, okay?
All right.
So
I also know that you have this
A
uncanny
touch under
ability,
2.5
despite
minutes to
your
pass now here in the
frustration,
fourth.
to get over.
Now here's
That's
Davis.
fine.
Here's Ainge. There's a screen by by Turner. Misses off the right iron.
He's trying to find his shot, but at some point you have to start making these. That'll be a move to remember.
Wow. Yeah, great creativity.
When you go at midway in the season like this, and you're in a playoff race, and you're in a fight for a Super Bowl, everybody's looking for any little thing to raise up the whole team, lift the whole team. San Francisco got that yesterday. San Francisco got that. Philly got that the other day when they got the safety buyers. So going into this run for Dallas not to have picked up anybody, that bothers me. I wanted Dallas to go and get some, because it just sends a message to everybody, hey, we're all in the locker room. And even worse than Dallas not getting anybody.
He didn't waste any time when he had his
San
chances out
Francisco,
there by attacking the rim.
Gosh, ass nigga, man. You don't belong here, goofy.
You know what I mean? It was great.
Shitty as hell, boy.
Stayed together. Chase Young, when he played, Bosa got hurt. Bosa played, Chase Young was hurt. Now both of them are going to be on the football field. Chasing my quarterback. I'm going to run
the clock out on your bitch ass. Shitty as hell.
That's what I'm going to say. You did on purpose. Washington said, well, whatever we can do to get into Philly and mess with Dallas,
run the clock out on your bitch ass. It is hell.
That's dirty ball. That's just dirty ball. We'll take care of them when we see them.
Yes, sir.
Are the Eagles the only team in the NFC?
Run the clock out on your bitch ass.
You just glossed over Seattle as if Seattle just chopped liver. I don't know why. They went out and acquired Number Wood. I mean, that was a big acquisition for them. Richard Sherman and company, when they were good,
run the clock out on your bitch ass.
So don't even gloss over the Eagles and Washington. I'm just warning you.
Run the clock out on your bitch ass.
Those are other teams down here.
Run the clock out on that bitch ass. It is hell.
Detroit might be down there for you. Because you want Detroit down there.
Oh boy, look at
We've been talking about
run the clock out. I ain't gotta do nothing.
Right up here yet, we say also not just that, but that right there. I understand what you're saying. But what Washington did, Washington said there's a 3-3 race.
Run the clock out. I ain't gotta do nothing.
10 hours to finish it.
That nigga went manana.
And got to San Francisco. Chase Young to San Francisco. I did not.
You know that nigga went manana, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Set up and said, we're going to trade you to
Absolutely.
Niners because they're going to give us a third round.
Run the clock out on this bitch ass. His name is Wimbignana.
Ready to get a 2 from somebody else.
Hey. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You can answer
Wimbignana.
I believe that I believe competition will be. I believe they
oh yeah.
Anywhere in the East, so they're out
What is wrong with you, nigga?
Absolutely, that kind of stuff is going on.
I shouldn't get you nowhere. You better make shots. You better make shots, goofy ass nigga. What is wrong with you, nigga? Smack you in the back of the head, nigga.
They're not making it. They're gonna improve their team by getting the best pick that they can possibly get. Whatsoever that the San Francisco 49ers, or even for that matter the Dallas Cowboys, would see each other in the playoffs.
Shout out with Mignana.
What you should have been worried about doing, like you said, is improving.
Who was hell,
getting
nigga?
better. Like you said, they should have gone after Derrick Henry. Or maybe even there was a Bills, which has been a better team than Dallas Cowboys over the last several years, realize you need a hardcore runner. I think Leonard Fournette has something left in the tank. I'm just saying, they went out and got a running back to try to get them through the pounding the yards that they needed to go so and not have to use their quarterback. My only thing is Dallas Cowboys didn't do anything because our man Skip Bayless tried to compare
I like it.
to Christian McCaffrey earlier on in the year. In fact, not comparison, he was better than last year. He was better. What am I missing?
What I mentioned was not
shitty as hell, boy.
They got players that went to places that lift that place like Chase Young.
No rolls and rounds on this bitch. What is wrong with you?
Somebody that would carry the team down. And this I thought what? Now, there are things out there about certain players that
Thank you for watching this.
I don't want on my team. So I don't really pick up anybody because
everybody getting right.
Team matters.
What
everybody getting up shots. We ain't bullshitting.
And we talk about Derrick
Everybody getting
and there's
up
always things out there that's floating around. Hearsay about players, whether it's true or not true.
Got a nice little squizzy.
You did not.
Got a nice little squizzy, you are.
At all, because Jerry Jones, your owner, your longtime friend, your next door neighbor, has said to you, we don't need anybody. We're full. We're good sitting right where we're at. Meanwhile, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we'll stick to your division, they got better. Okay? Whether you want to say Julio Jones is done or not, they got better. Whether you want to say Kevin Byard, he's a good safety, he picked